What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Brent Sibley, Miami Lawyer Daddy, and I'm checking in. Just watched, this is my back pain, back surgery, failed back surgery video update. I just watched my last update, which was basically 4 months ago, and I'm here to provide my second update. So I'm 4 months post last update, and I'm about 9 months post my last surgery. 8 months post surgery, something like that. Surgery was in November, now it's July, so yeah. It's been a struggle. I don't want to make the video too long because you could talk and talk and talk for hours. The biggest Cliff's Notes so far are I wound up getting off the Percocet completely because the pain became pretty manageable. But at the time that I came off the Percocet, I simultaneously developed a severe digestion issue, which is most likely related because the Percocet fucks with your digestion and your stomach really bad. I also wasn't aware of how severe that was, so I wasn't like being really careful with Metamucil and other stuff, fiber rich. I was still having a pretty bad diet. That took a big toll on me. Actually wound up in the hospital for a few days during that process. I didn't have a lot of withdrawal symptoms, but the digestive, whatever was going on with your digestion, if you never had a serious digestive issue, I've had one friend who told me about it, and I think he was borderline suicidal, and I thought that was like kind of dramatic. But now that I've been through it myself, it's definitely not dramatic. If you go through a severe digestion issue, it can definitely affect your brain in a major, major way. The whole thing about your gut being your second brain is not BS. I was in a very bad place when I was going through that. I was in the hospital. They had to keep me for a few days. I was having chest pain as well. Luckily, everything was clean. So just decided that, it's not like everything in life, the worst things can be a blessing if you approach them the right way. So I kind of just was like, look, I gotta really take my diet into, absolute highest possible place it can be. Started doing like all the right things, green juice in the morning, supplements, Metamucil, eating really clean. I'm not eating anything like out of bags or junk food at all anymore. So that seems to have resolved. I'm still taking it very seriously. Ironically, the night before I went to the hospital, I had 1 drink or 1.5 drinks, which I think kind of like put the digestive thing, like it was already on the fritz, and then I think the alcohol, which I believe alcohol is terrible. So I think the alcohol that I had just put my digestive just like way out there, and I lost it. I had to go check myself into the hospital the next day and just, whatever. Okay, so that all resolved. And then I just kind of like did what I said I was gonna do in the last video, which is before I consider anything else medically, like traditionally Western medicine, surgeons and all that invasive stuff, I'm gonna just get it through my head, and I'm just gonna become the absolute best version of myself that I can possibly be. And just decided to just work out every day, eat clean, lose weight, just get in the best shape I could possibly be before I make any decisions. And that's what I've been doing. One really big breakthrough that I had was that for whatever reason, my car, I just got myself a brand new awesome car that I love. I'm a Tesla guy, so I got the Model X, and I realized that the seat, I luckily realized this because most seats in most cars do it, and I didn't really realize it was specific. The car and my seats in that car were just terrible for my back. 5 minutes in there and it was like, it could ruin the rest of my day. Like, wild how sensitive it was. And then I drove my wife's car. She has a big old school truck, Yukon, and I was like pain-free. It just, for whatever reason, the seat didn't aggravate my back whatsoever. So had to go through I sold my old car, bought a new car that I thought had a good seat. That didn't work. Seat was just as bad, if not worse. So now what I had to do is I had to just trade cars with my wife. So she's driving the car that I bought and I'm driving her car. So that is, if I only drive that car, don't sit in any other car, my pain is way better than if I had to drive a car that had an uncomfortable seat. So that's a huge upgrade. Right now, I've been working out almost every day, very lightweight resistance training with a little bit of cardio. I don't do anything that compresses my spine at all. But I'm weighing in at 200 pounds, which is 6 pounds lower than the last video. But I definitely have some substantially more muscle. I do a lot of core training as well. And so effectively, I'm probably like down 10 pounds of fat, which is pretty big in 4 months. All my old clothes are starting to fit me again from when I was in really good shape. I basically donated all my last set of fat clothes that I had, and I'm sleeping much better. My digestion still isn't perfect. I can still feel what I was going through was like, I would feel like I had to go for a bowel movement, and then I would try and go and I wouldn't be able to go. So it was like this weird like place where you're like always feeling like you have to go, but you're constipated. Terrible. It sounds like a simple problem, but once it keeps recurring over and over again, it just drives you literally insane. There's also something, besides just the mental aspect of it, there's some physiological aspect that makes its way up to your head too. I can't describe it. Hopefully you'll never have to deal with it. It's just a reminder to like, be really careful with your diet, because if you get your gut microbiome, all this stuff people talk about, it's so real. Oh my God, it's so real. Please do yourself a favor and never let yourself get there. So that's kind of the update for now. I'm in a really good place. I still have pain. I have to be careful with bending. But for the most part, I don't, like right now, if I could either maintain or even slightly improve, I definitely do not feel like I feel like I could live a really good life without any kind of additional medical treatment, just doing the things that I'm doing right now, which is obviously an amazing feeling when you compare that to like the hopelessness and despair where I was like not even wanting to wake up the next day basically, and just like wondering what next surgery could possibly fix me, and how much pain I would be in, and painkillers and that whole disaster. So today's a really good story of hope. You know, I'm gonna keep posting these every few months because when I was going through it, it really helped me to watch other people's stories. And that's really it. I've been doing a lot of self-improvement stuff, obviously, and I'm just working really hard at it and taking my health. I used to be a big golfer, and I'm not even considering playing golf right now for obvious reasons. So I'm channeling I'm channeling all that energy into my fitness. So I'm like trying to approach, my body like almost like a bodybuilder, where everything I put in, every exercise that I do that's my hobby, it's my passion. I actually do enjoy it. I like it. I like working out. It makes me feel great, but I'm getting the added benefit of it's basically giving me my life back by making me feel better. So I'm taking it really seriously. Besides running my law firm and hanging out with my family, that's like basically taking the rest of my time. And I'm really enjoying it. So I think that's pretty much the story right now. And we'll see how much further I can go and how much better I can get. I guess when I checked in last time, my pain was probably like a 6, 7, 8. It would like be on like a low end, it would be like a 5, and then it would go up to like a 6, 7, 8, depending on what was happening. And I feel like now I'm kind of more toward like a 3, 4, 5, 6. So a pretty significant downshift, that's the range that I'm in usually. Like when I'm really doing everything well and not sitting in bad places and just not bending over a lot, I could be as low as a 3. If I have to do a lot and bend over, I could be up to a 6. Whereas before I could be the 5 to 8. So I was spending a lot of time in that 7 to 8 range, which was just wrecks your life, just miserable. So 4, 5, 6 it's not for me right now. It feels like not so life-changing. So if I could get to the 1, 2, 3, 4 or 0, 1, 2, 3, man, that would be great. That would be great. I almost wouldn't, I would be able to and if you're that low, I feel like it almost can just disappear into the background and you forget about it. But I am doing a lot of icing. That's one thing I forgot to mention. I did start icing like 2 months ago, and no doctor ever told me to ice, but I started icing. My mom was just nagging me about, well, are you icing? Da, da, da. I'm like, no. And then I was like, you know what, let me just do it. Maybe it'll help me, who knows? So I started icing and I love it. I don't know, it gives me like, it numbs the shit out of the area. I do it 25 minutes at a time with a really cold ice pack I got on Amazon. And I sit in a special position. I put my legs up, zero gravity kind of on the low back, ice at the same time. I kind of meditate or read when I do it. And I don't know if that specifically is helping me, but it feels amazing. And I do it 3 times a day. I do it right when I wake up, I do it right after I exercise, and I do it again at the end of the day, either before the kids come home from school or like before I go to sleep. So, and then of course I do stretching and stuff in the workouts and at home, but the icing has helped me a lot. So that's my update. It's a positive update. Happy that I recorded this because I've been wanting to do it for like a month now. So 4 months is a good interval. I'll probably do another update on my birthday, which is another 3 or 4 months away. And then, yeah, let's keep the progress going.